I'm writing a case study project for my AP Geo class about Ireland. And in doing research for Ireland, I just found out that literally nothing happens in Ireland. It is like the Idaho of countries, you know? Like I'm aware of like the kind of state Idaho is. It's not like some podunk town in the middle of nowhere. But you know what it doesn't try to be cool. Ireland does, and it fails. Like we had to find a ton of data for this project. It's like a huge 20-page thing of just like finding things to write about Ireland. Other people got to choose different countries, but I was unlucky, so I got Ireland. We did this like really rudimentary system of picking where like my teacher gave everyone a card, and then he just randomly started naming like a card from the deck, and if you had it, you got to pick your country. My top 5 picks were like all East Asian countries because they're all like really interesting to me. But like I got stuck with like not even the UK. I got stuck with Ireland. Someone else already got the UK, unluckily. Like, unfortunate for them, their first choice was definitely not the UK. But someone got it, you know? And, like, the only export they have is potatoes and, like, other agriculture. And at some point, they didn't even make potatoes because of the potato plague that they had. They had this whole big thing where their potatoes killed everyone and everyone died. Because that's how lame they are. No hate to anyone who's, like, from Ireland. I'm sure it's, like, a great place. Just being from the awesome place that is America, I just don't get it. Why would you, like, actively want to live there? There's also, like, 3 people that live there. And, like, 1 major city that has, like, maybe a couple 100,000 people. So, really just, like, not... It was definitely not my top pick. I really wanted to do North Korea too, but my teacher was like really adamant that we couldn't do North Korea. And Taiwan. I don't get what he has against Taiwan. Like I know there's a lot of like issues with that currently. I don't see any like personal things that we shouldn't be researching Taiwan about. Because that was also pretty up there on my list. My top 5 was like North, South Korea, China, Taiwan, and Japan. Those are my top 5. And all of those got picked except for Taiwan and North Korea, which weren't allowed to be chosen. I was picked dead last. Which is just crazy, because I had an equal chance. There was no, like... There's only, like, 20 people in my class. So there's no reason that, like, my suit didn't get picked before someone else's. Just, like, I had, like, the 8 of hearts. And the 8 of hearts is a pretty average card. But the guy who got, like, the freaking ace of spades went first. And then some guy with, like... the Queen of Hearts, all those people got to go first. Numbers were just rolling by. Every 10 seconds, I would have a mental breakdown after someone took one of my top 5 countries. Overall, just not a great experience. And I have to take the AP test in a couple days, which... not super excited about. I'm not, like, worried I'm not going to do good on it, but I'm more so worried that I'm going to get done with it and have literally nothing to do. Because if you're unfamiliar with the AP test, you don't do anything during your downtime. They don't let you have music. They don't let you draw. They don't let you have snacks. You sit there and you think about what you did for finishing early. You should have spent an extra 20 minutes working on your AP test. And it's also timed too, and like unrealistically timed. It's 60 multiple choice questions in 60 minutes. And like, depending on the question, I'm not knocking down one question a minute. That's just not happening. And we also have another entirely different section of the test that's just an essay section, which, I mean, it's fine, but we also have way too much time to do that one, and too little time to actually do like the difficult part of the test. If with a written one, I can say whatever I want. With the multiple choice, I have to pick something. And if I just say anything in the essay part, I get credit for that. If I don't say anything in the multiple choice, I get marked down a point, which is bad. Because if you fail the AP test, you have to pay money. And I'm not, like, rolling in money currently. I know. It might not, like, seem like it to all of you casuals, but I am not very rich. I am still quite young and do not have a job. Mostly because everyone here hires at 16, and, like, the ones that don't hire at 16, like, are like, oh, you need to have experience, and you need to have all this, and you need to have an 8.0 GPA to work at McDonald's. It's stupid. Speaking of, like, school, like, let's just think about school for a second. Why do we not get to choose what we want to study? That's just a really stupid thing, in my opinion. I know you get to do that when you get to, like, college or something. But, like, when you're in high school or something, by then you probably know what you're gonna do. And even if you don't, if I am, like, know for a fact I hate English, I'm never gonna like English in my entire life, why do I have to take it? And why does my teacher have to be the worst teacher in all of existence? I'll try to talk about her in a different video, just because, like, there's so much content to be made on my teacher. She is just, like, you know, a ray of sunshine, you know? She's definitely not, like, a demon in any sort. I think she would be an amazing teacher of... You know what? Maybe not a teacher. Teacher's not the right job for her. She would be a great prison guard. I'm gonna leave it with that. I'll talk about her later, if I ever remember to. I had a teacher that, like, had back surgery and was high for a week. And he, like, had breakdowns in the middle of class. And, like, about, like, how he didn't know what he was gonna do with his life. And how he hadn't found love yet after, like, 46. It was just really sad. But, you know... He was a cool teacher. I had, like, a terrible grade in his class, but he's a really, like, cool guy, I guess. Not a good teacher. He was good at, like, making me not hate the class, but also terrible at making me be good at the class. Anyways. I'll talk about all those in a different video, probably. Maybe when I have more teachers, like, next semester or year, next school year, I'll talk about that. Maybe during the summer, I'll do, like, some school stories. Because boy, do I have a lot. Let's just, like, relapse to the school subject point that I had. People are not gonna do good in school if what they're learning in school is just, like, not something they want to do. Like, it's good to experiment. I took engineering my first semester, and then my teacher, who was, like, an experienced engineer, made me, like, realize that engineering is just not a fun job. It's a, like, job that pays well, and it's probably, like, worth trying it. It's a job that you need. But, like, at the same time, he's just really, like, a sad person, you know? He looks at everyone and he goes, like, man, I wish I could have, like, gotten my big break and gotten big instead of becoming a high school teacher. He was a really good guy, though. I really need to stop talking about my teachers, because there's a lot of content to be made on those.